Muscle knows no age. In other words, whether you're 9 or 90, you can have a strong, fit, healthy body. And I believe that it's very important for us to prepare for our latter years. How many people don't do that? And their latter years, unfortunately, are spent in misery. We need to be preparing for our latter years. And one of the probably most effective ways to do that is to keep the body strong, fit. Of course, giving it lots of water and nourishing food, and we've looked at that. But what is the best form of exercise?
Barbara O'Neill is a well-known health expert who believes in holistic and natural healing. Many people have seen great results from her advice. In this video, she shares the habits that can make you age faster and, more importantly, how to keep your body healthy and strong. So, pay close attention. She's about to give you some powerful and practical tips.
A lot of people say to me, I don't exercise because I just don't have time. So I'm going to show you a form of exercise today that only takes 15 minutes a day. Are you interested? And let me tell you one other benefit I received when I began to implement an exercise program. My feet were always cold. I was always sitting in our little ensuite with my feet in the warm water, warming them up. Always cold. I started exercising, and guess what? I don't have cold feet anymore. I don't sit on the little ensuite with my feet in hot water anymore. So I started to walk at 5:30 and it was pitch black outside. But what I found was once you start walking, your eyes soon adjust because it's a hassle taking a torch. I'd leave home and it was cold and dark. I'd have a scarf on, I'd have a hat on, I'd have gloves on. And when I'm coming back, this is after half an hour, well, the scarf's off, the hat's off, the gloves are being taken off. And I'd come into the house going, whoa, it's hot in here. No one else was thinking that. I have a friend, his name's Dr. Jonathan Gibbs, and he did a PhD on the effect of exercise in the cell. And he told me this. He said, when you do that in the morning, a network of capillaries is opened that equals the distance around planet Earth. Well, I can hardly get my mind around that one. So where are these capillaries? They're in your extremities. They're in your fingertips. They're in your brain. They're in your eyes. So it increases eyesight. It increases hearing. It increases every single body function. I have a sister-in-law. She married my husband's brother, and she's a model. Her name's Abigail O'Neill. She started modelling at the age of 36, and they thought she was 17. She lives like this. She's never drunk. She's never smoked. Mind you, there's a bit of genetics there. She's very beautiful. But remember that genetics loads the gun, but lifestyle pulls the trigger. There are many beautiful women that by the age of getting into their 40s, the wrinkles and the cellulitis is coming, but not with this woman. She's incredibly beautiful. They said to her one day, we don't want a 17-year-old for this photo shoot. She said, I'm 40. And her husband has built her some steps, and she does this every day. How excited was I when I found only 15 minutes? Well, let's have a look at this. It's called high intensity interval training, or often called HIIT training. And the first documented evidence of the HIIT training was probably before the war. Some German trainers were training their athletes in it. The war came, a lot was lost, and then the next time it was documented was a Japanese trainer called Tabata. Now, in many gyms, they still have the Tabata protocol. And he was a trainer for his girls in the Olympic Games, and they were doing figure skating. And he discovered that if they did the HIIT training, they had an edge. So what did he do? So the high intensity, he got his girls to do that for about 20 seconds. The recovery was probably 60 seconds, and the cycle, meaning it's done for a cycle of, would be about 6. So that's 6 cycles of 20 seconds high intensity, 60 seconds recovery. I read about the HIIT training. Probably the first book I read about it was Dr. Doug McGuff's book, Body by Science. And he's a doctor. I think he's a heart doctor. And he found out about this. So what he did was he did 30 seconds high intensity, 90 seconds recovery for a cycle of 6. And what I have found in my reading, that's probably a time that most people come at would be the very best. So what is the high intensity? It's running for your life. It's going for as hard and as fast as you can, whether that be swimming, whether that be running up hills. So what's recovery time? Well, the research shows that the best recovery time is when you're moving a bit. So what I would do is I'd do my stretches. I can't do much because I'm all wired up. But I would do my stretches. And because all my exercise is being done on my legs, I might do the 10 down and the 10 up and the 10 back. So the best recovery time is when you're doing it slowly. Dr. Al Sears, in his book Pace, he's considered the exercise doctor. His book is a bestseller. What does pace mean? P is progressive. This is progressive. The more you do it, the stronger you will get. I don't know whether this has ever got easy. It's certainly easier than when I first started. But it's the recovery time shortens. So your recovery time is your fitness indicator. So P is progressive. A is acceleration. You are accelerating. This is no gentle stroll. You're accelerating. C is cardiopulmonary. So cardio meaning the heart muscle. There's one way to strengthen the heart. There's no other way, and that is exercise. So pace, progressive acceleration of cardiopulmonary. So there's the lungs. And it was in that book and other books where he quoted the study on the Framingham study. So you can prevent that lung capacity loss by exercising every day. And if you've lost it, you can regain it by the high intensity exercise. So progressive acceleration of cardiopulmonary exertion. You are exerting yourself. There's the pace.
HIIT exercises burn more calories in a shorter time, making them efficient for fat loss. They boost metabolism and keep it elevated even after the workout, leading to continued calorie burn. This type of training improves heart health by enhancing cardiovascular endurance and lowering blood pressure. It also helps preserve lean muscle while shedding fat, making it ideal for body composition improvement. Plus, HIIT workouts can be done anywhere without equipment, using simple bodyweight exercises like squats, burpees, and jumping jacks.
It's vital that you drink water. One lady said to me, I won't be able to walk in the morning because I faint. And I said, well, do you have water? She said, no, I don't like water. Well, you got to have water. The body needs its water. But when you drink that water in the morning and then go on your walk and your body is starting to work, it needs more fuel, those little molecules of glucose are plucked and through the pathway, plucked and through the pathway. It's a wonderful process. We also looked at the fact that on a very high carbohydrate diet, the excess glucose, when the glycogen stores are full, is stored as fat. So I want to show you how this high intensity exercise program, I want to show you how it affects the cell and how it can actually reverse that whole process that we looked at earlier. So I need to tell you a few things as I give the illustration. So what I didn't tell you the other day is that this 8-step pathway is very slow. The 20-step pathway is very fast. And as we're standing here at the moment, they're feeding into each other quite nicely. But when you start running for your life, cycling for your life, rebounding for your life, swimming as fast as you can, both pathways speed up. The 20-step speeds up, the 8-step speeds up, but there's a rate-setting enzyme in there that will always keep this one faster and this one slower. So what happens now is more pyruvate is being made than can be fed into the 8-step. And so the body stores that excess pyruvate as lactic acid. You've heard of lactic acid. We've all heard of lactic acid. So I think one of the most amazing things about this high-intensity interval training is what happens when you're in recovery. And don't we love recovery? When you're in recovery time, getting your breath back, letting your body settle down a bit, the liver converts that lactic acid back to pyruvate and feeds it into the powerhouse, which means when you're in recovery time, Your cells are burning just as much fuel as when you're running for your life.
HIIT burns fat even during recovery by creating an afterburn effect, where the body continues to burn calories to restore oxygen levels. It also helps clear lactic acid faster by improving circulation, reducing muscle fatigue, and enhancing endurance.
So you're getting to the end of your first 30 seconds, you're plucking your glycogen stores. You're getting to the end of your second set of 30 seconds high intensity. Your glycogen stores are being depleted, but we need more fuel. And so what the body does now, it causes a release of the human growth hormone. The human growth hormone is very active when we're growing, but when we stop growing, it goes into retirement. But when you do the high intensity exercise, it's pulled out of retirement. Let me show you what it does. What the human growth hormone does is it causes a release of hormone-sensitive lipase. Hormone-sensitive lipase is an enzyme that breaks down fat cells, that's released to break down your fuel stores. Isn't that what fat is? It's the most amazing fuel depot in the human body. But how many people are carrying a lot of weight? They're actually starving in the land of plenty. They can't access their fuel supplies. They're always tired. How do we access it? This is how we access it, causing a release of the human growth hormone. So hormone-sensitive lipase is activated, and hormone-sensitive lipase, as it is activated, it switches over to burning fat. It becomes a fat burner. So one of the reasons why when the human growth hormone's released, the body starts burning fat as fuel is because of something we looked at yesterday. Remember glucose? Glucose burns in the body at 4 calories per gram. Remember fat? Fat burns in the body as 9 calories per gram. Now you'll find that information in every weight loss book in psychedelic colours as to the reason why if you want to lose weight you shouldn't eat fat. But they don't understand what a calorie is. You know what a calorie is? It's a unit of energy. So if you want a high energy food, what do you eat? Fat. You see, it's a misconception. No wonder the body starts burning fat as fuel, because fat's going to give more than twice the units of energy that glucose will give. Because this person's running for their life. We need a potent fuel here. The human growth hormone also increases the body's ability to process protein. We've looked at the importance of protein this week, the importance of eating sufficient protein. We've looked at the importance of not drinking with the meals, or we'll water down our hydrochloric acid, and then it won't be able to break down our protein effectively. And now we're looking at another aspect. The high intensity interval training causes a release of the human growth hormone, which increases the body's ability to utilize protein. The human growth hormone also increases the circulation of the blood to the skin. Now the effect of this is it slows down aging. No wonder the movie stars pay $1,000 a week for this human growth hormone, because their profession is dependent on them looking good, and you can see this helps you look good. Well, I'm offering it to you cut price today. 15 minutes high intensity interval training a day will cause a release of that human growth hormone, and that human growth hormone will remain active for 24 hours. People ask me, how often do you exercise? I say daily. Daily. Daily, because I want that human growth hormone.
HIIT workouts are a powerful way to boost your skin's health and slow down aging alongside eating right. They improve blood flow, clear toxins, and reduce stress, key factors for glowing, youthful skin. Plus, they prevent muscle loss and keep you energized. The best part? It's never too late to start, and it doesn't take much time. Just a few minutes can make a big difference. So, stay motivated, stay active, and give your skin the natural glow it deserves.